Results Radio podcast. Now listen to a slice of wisdom, a concept, a sentiment, a theory, and maybe even a rant from one of your industry colleagues. For the record.
Hello, friends. Welcome to For the Record, episode 59, as Greg Buckley and I talk about the new LYFT Driver Service Center he visited in Philadelphia. Keep your ear to the ground and pay attention to this new disruptor. Hey, do you consider yourself an early adopter? Do you like to stay ahead of the technology curve? If your answers are yes, then FlexCheck Auto is designed for you. Not only is the FlexCheck Auto digital vehicle inspection platform flexible and 100% customizable to your shop's needs, it's the most innovative DVI software available. DVI, is revolutionizing the auto industry, and if you've been thinking about making the switch from a paper inspection process, start your 30-day free trial with FlexCheck Auto today. You'll be joining the industry-leading cutting-edge shops that are enjoying increased average repair order and more satisfied customers with FlexCheck Auto. Go to FlexCheckAuto.com and get started today. Don't hesitate to write to me with guest or topic ideas. I do hear from my industry colleagues quite regularly each week, and I thank them. My email is carm@remarkableresults.biz. Also find me at rrresultsbiz on Twitter. Give us a follow and like the Remarkable Results radio page on Facebook. Let's get social. Hey, I'm introducing a new format that you'll hear right now and occasionally on For the Record, and that is I'm joining in on the conversation. Yes, we'll still use this platform for opines and rants. However, there's so much going on in our aftermarket world that this short-form platform can provide greater depth if I ask a few questions along the way, because that's what I do. A great episode to start this new format is with super industry sleuth Greg Buckley. I say that tongue-in-cheek. Now, Greg posted a video he did as he visited a LYFT Service Center in Philadelphia, and he shared his observations. Now, no doubt this business model from LYFT is a disruptor. And what can we learn from it, and what should you know? The views and opinions expressed are those of my guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the author, sponsors, associates, or affiliates of LSTN Media, LLC. Now, my friend Greg Buckley and I on the LYFT Service Center. For the Record.
Hi, Greg Buckley here for the Record, and today I'm with Carm Capriato.
Oh, you invited me, huh?
Yeah. All right.
You made a great post, and you did kind of, if you will, a 007 view of the LYFT store in Philadelphia. And I think we've all known over the year, this early year, it kind of launched this spring, and all the press came out about LYFT to open their own repair centers. And they were talking about maybe 25 of them throughout the country. They started in San Fran. Obviously, they put one up in Philadelphia, and you were curious, and you went there.
Right.
Tell us about what you saw.
Well, it's ironic that, I've recently been in Philadelphia for the last couple of months or so with the Goldman Sachs program. So when I learned that the LYFT garage is fairly close to the school, I decided to take an independent day and just go up and just, find out, hey, what's happening here, to look to see what activity, because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, really, how much activity can come out of a LYFT service center, and what's it all about? And I knew, where it was, on Frankfurt Ave, in a section of Philadelphia that I really wouldn't consider a great place to be. And it's an old dealership. I think, either it's a Reed-Tolman or a Potemkin old dealership. So it's got the layout and the footprint for, volume. It really does. So, I was curious to find out. I read about it just like everybody else has. They're going to take over the LYFT service, market, and they're going to take all of the, ride share people and all that stuff and take it out of market. I go, all right, let me see what's happening. So when I went there, as I proclaimed in the video, I was really kind of shocked about the volume that was going through this location. And what I didn't show on camera, I just didn't want to invade the privacy of others. When I walked in, there was an attendant that greeted you, and he would set the appointments or ask what you need. And now the needs could be, for the driver, was service of what types they offer, and or app assistance or protocols. And behind the the main service advisor was 5 other individuals that supported the driver, meaning that they would go from, learn about the app, what rules they had to follow, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. And then in the back was the official waiting room for drivers who needed car service. So just walking around.
Wait a minute. So this is open to the public and the LYFT drivers.
I don't believe it's open to the public. No,
it is not. Okay.
No, it's not like you can go there and learn how to use the LYFT app as a consumer. This was all driver focused.
Okay. And they're only repairing LYFT driver vehicles.
LYFT driver vehicles. Yes.
And so those are coming out of our marketplace and going into that.
Technically, yes, they're going into that. So, it was a different type of feel. I couldn't measure what the clientele base was, but, in all honesty, it was something that I looked at like, well, would I accommodate this type of market at Buckley's? And I honestly could say, it would be very limited at this point, even with what I saw and witnessed, the volume coming in and out. Going back to the waiting area, which was, it was okay. I mean, it had a TV, it had, water, coffee, the typical stuff. It was kind of sparse. Everything was common, restrooms, you name it. And then in the outside in the bay, and again, I filmed what was going on in the bay. I did not post it. Again, just looking at some of the things, but there was one tech. I don't know if it was a tech or just somebody who could install brake pads, was up front doing a brake service on I believe it was a Chevy vehicle of some sort. And then there was the, appearance guys doing the wipe downs, the washes, the details, the clean outs. And they had a full-fledged alignment machine that there was nothing on the rack. They didn't have tires. It was really basic.
But how many bays, Greg?
There was 5 stalls, 10 bays, 10.
And were they full?
In and out, 3/4 full. I mean, and plus they had, I think I panned around the lot and you could witness the volume of cars that were either had been serviced or are due for service. And the way that I look at it is that in the back lot, they were due for service, and then the front lot had been completed, which I didn't show on camera because I was going to hesitate on how much I really wanted to expose or, stuff like that.
Before the police came and pulled you off the lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Before I got kicked off the lot, so my investigative services.
So I do believe GM has $500 million in this company.
Yes, they do. And that's the interesting part is LYFT is the front. And I haven't really had a chance to dig in deeper on, where the money flows. Everybody knows that GM is a participant in this. To what degree, I don't know. Now, what was interesting is that on the counter, and I did show this in the video, was the discount card, from Reedman Toll, which Reedman Toll in this area here is a very, very large, dealership group. And they're not only in the cars, the toll portion of that is into Toll Brothers and some housing, large housing. So they're very well financed. I mean, money's not an object. So I looked at it and says, if you read it, and I think I put a picture of it on your wall there, that, if you buy one set of brake pads from Reedman Toll, the rest are free. So, or the next pair is free. Reedman Toll will give you 4 free oil changes. Now, I don't know what the conditions are.
But why would they pull that business away from the LYFT Repair Center?
Well, my thinking is that most of the cars there are fairly new. And if you look at their model, LYFT does support financing of the drivers. You can rent the car, you can lease the car. You're in that dealer cycle, so that vehicle is constantly under the control of the dealer group where they purchase it from. And again, this is hypothetical. I'm not making any kind of, flat out statement, but trying to follow the money. And the reasons is that you have these newer cars that are being driven for, let's say they take a 2-year lease out or they're renting the vehicle. Well, I guess it's in the best interest for Reedman Toll or a dealer group or LYFT to participate in maintaining that vehicle to some degree, in order to get a better value when it's traded in or the rental is over.
So there's some kind of connection to the big dealer group there. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing that concerns me a little bit is the one day they're going to pull technicians out of the market to there. They're offering a better labor rate than they could get anywhere else. I mean, these are all maybe not warning signs, but they could be opportunities for us to rethink as an industry. What do we need to do to bring in the ride share business?
Well, that was a good question. And I'll tell you, I went back and I talked to the team because we've been figuring out how we can do just that. And that was really my curiosity. I said, okay, it's so close. It's 35, 40 miles away from me. Let's go see it. And we really want to try and see what we can do for the ride share provider. Now, that includes the Grubhubs, the DoorDashes, the Ubers, the Lyfts, anybody who uses their vehicle in a fleet type or in a business type situation, right? The problem is that the drivers themselves, most of them fully don't understand what their model is. They don't understand how to really extract as much value as they can. If you're in the delivery business, you're in the delivery business. You're not a part-time situation. So I keep thinking that these individuals who, are doing the ride share aren't really understanding, okay, I could be a Lyft, because most there would tell you they're Uber and Lyft drivers so that they constantly go. But are they Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub drivers?
Yeah.
So they're constantly on the go. So we're trying to figure out at Buckley's how we could assist them. All right. As you know, being involved with driver services and stuff like that, we're just looking at ways to bring this element in. What can we do? The problem is that the scale of drivers, and I want to say this respectfully, that most of the demographics that look at, or the economic situation of most of the drivers, are not really that healthy. And
this is really side money. I mean,
it's a side hustle, totally.
Listen, yeah, and I've taken enough of these. And I'm always curious, and I ask, is this your full-time gig? What are you doing? No, I'm retired. And, it's for something to do.
Yeah.
I got a little pension here, or I've saved some money. And so it's all, if it's a side hustle, they don't want to spend a lot of money on it.
Right. Exactly.
Because it's not going to be that kind of income.
Right.
And when I read a published release that they were going to have labor rates like $95, my God, that's way below any market rate. I don't know what it is in Philly, but the fact of the matter, if it is that's way low.
Yeah.
For a metropolitan place like Philadelphia. They also talked about getting additional services, tax support, hospitality education, language learning, and other services. Did you see that going on inside?
No, not at all. Not at that location, and probably not at this level. They're what, a year and a half old, I think, in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So they probably haven't gotten anything in that higher education. But again, you talk about the business model that I've been driver's education. I've been down this. I mean, you know me, and you know what I've been trying to kind of get to.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the market, and not just for a Lyft driver, but for general population overall, they're able to take advantage of it because they probably could structure another business under an organization, an EDU, and go for this. I mean, yes, it's something to be concerned with as a typical automotive repair center. But I think what we all need to do is really, like I did, don't poo-poo it. Don't say, oh, they can't do nothing, because I was blown away by the volume that was there. Mm-hmm. And at some point, these individuals, they'll start to study and they'll start to learn how to be a business. Before you know it, they're a fleet operator. And this is, like I said, it's really curious, and I'm glad I did it. I would go again to ask a little bit more. In fact, I did get some email addresses to kind of, see if I can get deeper into the conversation on what they're doing.
So what's the advice that you could give to someone knowing, hey, in the big metro areas, Lyft is going to put this up. I'm sure Uber is not going to be far behind.
Right.
What do I need to do to attract this rideshare business?
get involved with your regular clients who are doing a side hustle and ask them, am I missing something? Is there a way to help? I mean, we've put out the call, and we want to see, we're going to meet with a few drivers. We have a few, and we ask them all the time, hey, what can we do? How can we balance this out? And, we're just getting feedback. It's as much as we can do at the moment. And if we need to develop services that we can work with them.
Yeah. Can you build a maintenance program? Listen, I want you in here to do this, and let's schedule. In fact, let me budget, give me $100 a month over the course of the next year. You come in, all these services are in there. When you exceed your number, I mean, there may be some really creative ways to help, if you will. What's the business model? Hell, it's a side hustle. What does he know about that, or she know about that? My point is maybe you can design something that keeps the car, on the road, always running, safe, reliable, and for a number.
Well, I look at it this way. Here's my take: is that just like any other client, how do we help the client be better? How do we make a better driver if they're in the driving business, how do we use our experiences to make them a better driver? What do we do? Do we teach them this? Do we have a class on that? A car care clinic, a driver's education clinic, whatever it takes to make them better, because as they are better, they're ranked better. If we get into that type of situation, I think we can make ourselves a more prominent fixture in their in
that whole soft skills and customer service thing. I mean, right. I remember meeting an ex-military guy that was doing LYFT whenever he wanted to. And he was very nice. He was very pleasant, but I could see some people coming in, that just didn't understand that customer courtesy thing. And who knows? Who knows? Why couldn't you find an instructor and bring in a half a dozen of these?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a market that's there. It's just how to strategize, to take advantage of it, or to bring it into your regular service business. We all may say, no, it's not for me, and it might not be the right time, but it doesn't mean we neglect it or put it under, the blankets and say, go away. It's not the right thing to do. We have to approach it sensibly, because it's not the only type of, driver that's going to be out there. It's going to be more and more prevalent that most people are going to be, doing the side hustles and doing all that. So
good ideas here. Hey, would you keep us informed on anything you hear, and put your ear to the ground for us?
Yeah, I'm actually opening up a investigative services.
I love it.
I seem to have that niche, but
your video opened up. It was like. Listen, this is the covert operation.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was kind of like being quiet on the
it was great
video. Hey, this is Greg Buckley, So, but no, it's interesting.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Buckley's Personalized Auto Care here on For the Record.
Well, it's great to have you on the show, Carm. Thanks again, and I hope to see you again.
Greg's For the Record. I love it. Thank you, man.